It's Wednesday, October 17th, and today I'm just wondering about wasting seasons.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Eyeing retirement? We aim to turn your nest egg into a paycheck with half the amount you've been led to believe. Fluent Financial combines in-house portfolio design risk management with income-generating investments designed to aid your financial independence. Our goal is to develop an effective portfolio strategy to help you retire sooner and have a better lifestyle. Fluent Financial can also implement a program that allows business owners to install a cash balance plan, which may potentially reduce income tax payments. You've worked hard to become successful. Let us help develop an effective portfolio strategy that works for you. Learn more today about Fluent Financial. Retire sooner, better lifestyle. For more information or to schedule a meeting, visit fluentfinancial.com or call 972-852-4800.
The Rangers just had the best staff ERA in the major leagues. The best pitching in the big leagues. That's the first time they could ever say that. And they didn't make the playoffs. They didn't because their offense stunk. Are the Cowboys in the process of wasting perhaps Dak Prescott's best season ever because the defense stinks? They're 2-3-1 for the season. 2 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie. Usually, when a team has a record like that, the quarterback has contributed to that failure, but not in Dallas. So far this season, Dak has thrown for over 1,600 yards in 6 games. 13 touchdowns against only 3 interceptions. He has the highest percentage of completion this year, over 71.5%. More than 3% higher than he's ever had in any season in his 10-year Dallas career. Last week, Dak was 25 for 34 against Carolina. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 261 yards passing, and that wasn't enough to get a victory. His sack percentage this year is the lowest it's ever been. His quarterback rating is 104.6. The best quarterback in the NFL last year was Josh Allen, and his rating was 101 plus. And the sad thing is, most quarterbacks who have really, really good passing numbers have a balancing act of the rushing game. But the rushing game's starting to slow down in Dallas, and everybody knows the Cowboys have to throw. For instance, against Carolina, Dallas ran 19 times and threw 34 times. And maybe the offense gets more help back this week. Perhaps C.D. Lamb, the star wide receiver, is back, and Cavante Turpin, the wonderful number 3 receiver and kick returner, and guard Tyler Booker. But offense isn't the problem here. It's this horrendous defense. Number 32, there are only 32 teams in the league. Number 32 against the pass. Number 31 against the run. This defense in the last 3 weeks has allowed 524 yards rushing. 524 in 3 weeks. They have allowed more than 30 points or more in 5 of the 6 games. And through those 6 weeks, they've allowed 2,470 yards. That is the most yards any Cowboy team ever has allowed through 6 weeks of the season. And unlike the offense, there's no significant help on the way. Safety Malik Hooker will be back sometime, but he wasn't having a terribly good year at the time he got hurt. Now, linebacker DeMarvion Overshown may be back in perhaps 3 weeks, and he's a talent, but the injuries last year and this year, well, last year's injury carrying over, you just hope that he comes back and can contribute at a high level at some point once he's reactivated. You know, Cowboy fans have grumbled about Prescott for years. They say he's not a top quarterback. Well, at least not top 10. That even includes the year that Dak was number 2 in the MVP runner-up to Lamar Jackson. But it hasn't been good enough for Dallas, which has this incredible history of quarterbacks. Troy Aikman, Roger Staubach. We've forgotten Don Meredith. Tony Romo was a solid quarterback. But, you know, Dak is now in the top 5 this year of quarterbacks. Yeah, in this league. And yet Dallas loses. He's only 32 years old. He's in the best shape of his life. He could have many, many, many years still ahead. 8? Could he have 8 more years? That would mean he's playing at 40? That's certainly not out of the question. And the offense he's leading now is churning out 29.7 points per game. But do you know how bad the Cowboy defense is? That Cowboy offense scoring 29.7 points per game is the only offense in the top 9 offenses in the league that doesn't have a 500 record or better. Dallas is the only loser amongst the top 9 offenses in the league. And going forward with Dak, he's this year about to pass Tony Romo for the all-time record of Cowboy yards passing by a quarterback. He just passed Troy Aikman on Sunday. And he might pass Romo for all-time record for touchdowns thrown by a Cowboy quarterback. He already has the best rating ever for a quarterback for the Cowboys. And he has the highest completion percentage of any Cowboy quarterback in history. You know, I was watching Sunday, and I was struck by a thought I had never, ever, ever had or entertained. If he stays healthy, might we be watching a Hall of Fame quarterback? Next in college football, the axe falls on more coaches, and the new tightens around several teams wanting to be in the college football playoff. What do you want from your favorite restaurant? Fantastic personal service? A cheery, welcoming, spotless atmosphere? And, of course, great food. The primest of beef, wagyu and lamb, incredibly fresh seafood, lobster, salmon, shrimp, Hall of Fame food from a Hall of Fame restaurant. 2 locations of Bob's Steak and Chop House, the original Bob's on Lemon Avenue, and the gorgeous new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney.
My wife Mary's the co-creator of Full Moon Healing Balm. And I guess I'm the reason this terrific cream was developed. A few years ago, I began getting these huge, ugly blood blotches just beneath the skin of my arms and hands. The condition's called senile purpura. And no, you don't have to be senile to experience this embarrassment. It happens as you age. And then to cover it up, we begin wearing long sleeves even when it's hot. It took 2 years working with a New Jersey lab to refine the all-natural ingredients of Full Moon Healing. Gently massage a very small amount into the skin, and within a day, the blotches begin to fade. Senile purpura usually takes weeks to disappear, but this balm cuts the timeline to about a week. And ordering's so easy. Just go to the website, fullmoonhealingco.com.
A couple of weeks ago, we did a segment on just wondering about the college football coaches already fired this season and said a lot more will be on the way. Well, the axe fell this weekend on Penn State, Oregon State, and UAB. Those coaches are out. That's 7 for the year. 7 major colleges have already fired their head coach, and it's just mid-October. And these colleges aren't afraid to fire even though they have to pay off those coaches for their contracts. James Franklin at Penn State, for unemployed, is due $49 million more from Penn State. The programs besides Penn State, Oregon State, and UAB that are available: UCLA, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, that's been terrific under Mike Gundy for years, Arkansas. What's causing it? I think the expectations for coaches and programs have been raised by the transfer portal and by the NIL. And they've been raised because some coaches have actually accomplished that. Look at what Indiana's done under Curt Cignetti. They made the playoffs last year. Indiana, they are undefeated this year. And as I look at the rest of the schedule, I think they're going to be undefeated, playing undefeated Ohio State for the Big Ten championship. That type of success causes other programs to look at Indiana and say, why can't we do that? Next, on the mid-October theme, the dreams of some major college programs for success in the playoffs this year are already gone. Penn State's season is lost. Notre Dame already has 2 losses, and they don't have a conference title game to play in to spruce up their resume. But Notre Dame's not the only one that can't afford another loss. Texas, Clemson, SMU. The SEC dominates the top 10 in rankings, but there are so many losses left to distribute in the SEC. They have 1-loss teams: Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, OU, Missouri. But look at the schedule. Missouri still has to play A&M, Vanderbilt, and Oklahoma. OU has to play Tennessee, Ole Miss, Alabama, and Missouri. Georgia has to play Texas and an out-of-conference game against unbeaten Georgia Tech. Texas itself. Texas has Georgia left and Vandy left. LSU has games all over this schedule, including a game against A&M in a couple of weeks. Then there's Alabama, Tennessee this week. A&M unbeaten, but they've got LSU, Missouri, and Texas left in their schedule. Losses will begin to mount up in the SEC, and those teams will start to drop. And other teams, like maybe Texas Tech, will move up further and further and further. And get ready, because that top 10, top 15, top 25, it's going to undergo some major shuffling in the next few weeks.
And now a word from our title sponsor. Today's episode has been brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Earlier, Live Better, and by Bob's Steak and Chop House on Lemon in Dallas and in Craig Ranch in McKinney. Bob's, a Dallas tradition for more than 30 years.
If you've enjoyed Just Wondering, please hit follow, and a fresh new episode will land in your mailbox early every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. Should you know a sports fan who might like our work, please share our contact information with that person. Just Wondering is technically directed by my wife Mary, who is also occasionally a talent on the show. It's produced by Mike Matern, edited and posted by Ashley Bullington. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering. I'm Norm Hitzges, and know that every day I'll be just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitzges, and I'll just be wondering too.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.